Please listen carefully.
Hello, universe. Welcome to the Optimist Daily Update. I'm Summers McKay.
And I'm Kristy Jensen, and we are part of the team behind the Optimist Daily, making solutions the news. We bring you reader-funded solutions news every day in order to change the tenor of news media, social media, and the direction of your day to get us all focused on solutions.
7 days a week, we publish positive news stories written by award-winning journalists and delivered online to your inbox and through our social channels. And also, we are sharing these solutions in a commute-worthy, walk-worthy, home office-worthy, hump day-worthy podcast. Today is Wednesday, the 17th of November, 2021. Now, Kristy, you haven't been on the podcast this week yet to tell us, how did the dinner party go?
Oh, it was fantastic. It was so fun. And everybody for days afterwards, because, you know, it's Wednesday, was telling me just how much it felt like we were, you know, we're back it was just such a fun social evening.
Oh, good. And the food was delicious.
Yeah,
and
they had set up like an outside area because before dinner, people were drinking like beers and hanging out, and I was busy in the kitchen, so I wasn't part of that, but I think that added to the evening, and a couple of my friends set it all up really nicely. So it was just really so much fun.
Well, I am so glad you got to get back to touching base with human contact and that social environment, which you didn't know you would dearly miss, but you really did. So, and I look forward to you cooking me dinner soon.
Yeah, I know. And I'm working on an article for this weekend that touches on the importance of human connection.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, I got inspired by your human connection. I made some plans for travel. We are going to be traveling to California over the holiday season, over Christmas time, to see my family, and we have a great big huge family party, which I'm excited for. I am a little bit nervous. I do have some social anxiety, which I will be working on, and obviously reading stories on the Optimist Daily in preparation for it, because I'm sure I'm not the only one. But I think it's time we all got out there. And this past weekend, somebody asked, oh, are you looking forward to anything this weekend? And I realized that there wasn't much that I was looking forward to. I love my daughter, and I love all the things she and I do together. But like you, I'm just really missing people. And I've got to extend my hand into finding some people again. So, people. But in the interim to finding people, there are birds.
Okay. Tell us about birds.
All right. So awkward transition, probably worst of the week, but it's fine. It's hump day. I picked this story mostly because I really like a word that is in the headline, and I like to say it repeatedly. What are starling murmurations, and why do they happen? All right. So,
well, here's the connection. Also, you're talking about communication with other human beings. Communication, connection with other creature beings. Exactly. So yes. So what are murmurations, and why are they important?
Like, what on earth is a murmuration? And can we just say murmuration 342 times? All right. So a murmuration is that transfixing hypnotic way that a flock of birds will all fly in kind of interesting directions and positions. Those who have been lucky enough to witness them in real life know how magical the natural phenomenon can look and, really be to experience. Now, a starling is a small to medium-sized bird that has a short tail, pointed head, glossy black feathers with hints of purple and green for all you bird watchers out there. And these huge flocks, when they fly together in the sky, they can create this murmuration, which is when they twist and turn as though they were one creature making a number of different shapes and forms. Now, it's pretty close to what you would sort of imagine a school of fish looking like. But it is believed that a murmuration forms when one starling begins to copy the behavior of its 7 neighbors. And then those 7 starlings begin copying 7 of their own neighbors. So basically, it's like the power of 7 multiplied. Now, They're most commonly spotted at sundown because the birds often produce a synchronized cloud of movement over a location where they decided to roost for the night as they're settling in. And a primary hypothesis of the existence of murmurations is that when they move together, it creates a warmer roosting spot in the colder months. There's also the belief that it might deter large predators from attacking, as moving as one will confuse the predator. So imagine a whole bunch of zebra running together, right? Decreases each individual risk for every starling in the flock. If you would like to catch a starling murmuration, they happen most often in the UK, but starling populations have grown significantly in the United States as they were introduced to the country in the late 1800s. Now, there are about 150 million starlings in the US, and I, as you all know, am an avid bird watcher out my window here at the office or in my backyard, and I have seen these in real life, and they are magic. So if you just were curious, why do those birds do that? They're either making it warmer or avoiding predators.
And the whole idea of it starting by one individual deciding to start copying its neighbors. I'm wondering if it's kind of like, a wave in a stadium, when somebody just starts getting up and then suddenly the whole stadium there is flowing through the wave.
Exactly.
Is it really that spontaneous? That's incredible.
They're just like all sports fans, right? They're bored sports fans in like the 11th inning of some terrible baseball game. They just start doing the wave because there's nothing else to do. No, I think it's really fascinating. And, me and my birds, bees, and bugs endeavor. And I actually had a meeting with somebody who's going to help me with some landscaping at my house. And she asked what I wanted. And I said I wanted a birds, bees, and bugs paradise. So this is near and dear to my heart. But I probably should find other bird lovers and bird watchers to be friends with because I am lonely. Now, Kristy, what story inspired you on the Optimist Daily today?
So my story is one, like you like symbiotic partnerships, the birds and the bees and plants and trees, all of that, right? Mm-hmm. I love symbiotic partnerships. And so my story is about agrivoltaic farming.
Now, let's just note to everyone, Kristy and I both chose stories with words we love to say.
Yes, I love the word agrivoltaic. It's just fun. It's like a murmuration of the tongue.
Oh, Amelia, good luck editing this today.
Okay. But the headline that I'm highlighting reads, "This family farm is a model for agrivoltaic farming." And what agrivoltaics are is they're agriculture that also employs solar panels. So it's this symbiotic partnership where you get the ground resource of the produce you're growing, but you also have the ground resource of solar panels, which generate electricity. And this article is about a particular farm, a family farm located near Boulder, Colorado. The Cominics, Byron Cominic is the family farm owner. And they were struggling to turn a profit from the produce that they were growing, from the crops. So they started looking into solar generation as a strategy to diversify the farm's income. So it's a separate income stream compared to the produce of the land. And it turns out that it's been tremendously synergistic. So the panels are placed far enough apart so that Cominet can drive a tractor through them, but the shade from the panels actually helps the plants thrive and reduces water use. And then the evaporation from the plants, in turn, cools the panels, which makes them more efficient. So it's this symbiotic, synergistic partnership between the solar panels, which are also generating electricity, which is creating a second income stream, and the plants, which they like the shade, just enough shade to keep them cool and keep them growing, and it reduces the water use. So it was a big risk for Cominic to finance the $2 million solar panel array, but the investment has really paid off. The farm is called Jack's Solar Garden, and it sells 1.2 megawatts of power back to the local grid. And it also keeps him going as a family farmer because they don't have a huge farm. But it also gives energy, and I just like this story. I just like the synergistic kind of relationship. And so this is a model for other farms to follow. Komanek has trying to write about it. I think he's working with the university there and also the Colorado State University and also National Renewable Energy Lab. I think is also located in Colorado. And it's a way for farmers who are struggling to turn a profit and as they get older to find this combination of different income streams. I know that farmers like in Iowa have leased portions of their land to windmills, which gives them an income stream, which is super important when like you have a crop failure or as the weather is unstable. It's a lifeline for these kinds of family operations.
Yeah, having this diversification is really essential. And as we just sort of continue to see extreme weather as it rolls through, right? The consistency of farming just one thing or single crop farming or even just single sort of food farming, we have to evolve. So
it's another testament to the benefits of diversity and diversifying, right? Yeah.
Well, this story, I guess you and I both kind of picked stories about some version of community today, but there are also some other amazing stories today on the Optimist Daily. There are 7 takeaways from COP26. Now, if 7 starlings get together to change things and 7 takeaways from, I'm getting that there might be a theme today or this week. There is a psychological benefit of regularly practicing gratitude. This time of year, we all talk about gratitude being an attitude or, whatever, but the idea of a practice of gratitude and really figuring out how to do it can actually lift your mind and spirit. Competitive wages and benefits, a restaurant labor shortage experiment, and a plant-based fast food movement that continues to grow. What else do we have, Kristy?
Well, there's an article about how to keep skin supple with all that winter hand washing, which I think all of us have become much more conscientious hand washers in the last year and a half. So this may actually be a little bit
evergreen
old news. We know this one, but it gives you some tips on how to keep your hands soft.
It seems like normal to you because you live in California where it's not suddenly freezing cold.
I suppose so. Florida rejects plans to drill oil well in ecologically sensitive Everglades.
Say that 10 times fast.
Yeah, you try that one at home. How to bring more joy into the workplace, and another story about mold. Only this time, it's beneficial. Make the most of your garden's fallen leaves by making leaf mold. I suppose that's an important different kind of mold, perhaps. But that is it for today's Optimist Daily Update. Thanks so much for listening. And we just are grateful that you're here. And we promise to keep sharing positive solution-based stories with ideas on how you can participate in the changing world to help ensure it is changed for the good. We promise to keep covering current events with accurate, legitimate sources, offering you the information we all need to chart new paths for all of us.
If you haven't already, please consider becoming an emissary on the optimistdaily.com, and for just $5 a month, support reader-funded independent journalism. Help be part of the solution-changing consciousness, addressing our world's biggest challenges with problem-solving mindset.
Yes. Please help us keep the Optimist Daily free for everyone who needs it, supported by those of us who can. We depend on you guys. Thank you for supporting us, and we'll be back tomorrow with more solutions.
Bye, everybody.